Hey guys, what is going on? My name is NoJ456, and today I have the full achievement tutorial for Mind Games, Maxis' side of the Easter egg, and starting it off here, we're going to be building the noose. So you will see the steps at the bottom of your screen at all times, so if you're ever lost on what I'm doing, or what step I'm on, just look at the bottom of the screen, and you will see there's the first part to the noose. It is in the barn. I'm going to be referencing things by their names. I'm hoping that you guys know what to do, but this is right after the little tunnel that comes out of the bank. As you can see, that's where the bank comes from, and that is where you grab the second part. So running up here, right above Leroy, or whatever you want to call him, the big guy down there, there's going to be the third part back in this corner. Unfortunately, my teammate already picked it up, so I didn't get the recording of that. But that is where the third part is, and now the fourth out of the fourth part is going to be this little power box right here, and you're going to go ahead and take all of these different parts. You can build it yourself, you can get your teammates to build it, whatever, but it's going to be right across from the candy shop. All these different parts are going to be built onto this little noose right here, and as soon as you finish the noose, these kind of two steps are kind of interchangeable, but it is better to build the noose first. So basically, after you build the noose, you're going to make your way to these different orbs. Now, you do need the Paralyzer Wonder Weapon. You can get it out of the box, and then after this, you need the Subsonic Resonator and a Turbine. So I have tutorials, again, over all this stuff on my channel if you don't know how to build it. This Easter egg is kind of complicated, though, so if you don't know how to build this stuff and you don't have basic knowledge of the map, you need to get a little more familiar. But the second one here is up in the mines upstairs. Just make your way up from the saloon, up the stairs, and then get into the mines, and you will actually find that one. It is pretty easy, and this one is right to the left of the church and to the right of the courthouse, right in between these two buildings, right by the witch's house. And basically, all you need to do is just heat that one up, and then again, use your subsonic resonator to blow it into smithereens. So once again, this one is behind the witch's house. You need to make your way through the entire house, out to the back, and it is kind of hiding in the foliage back here, but it is right against the house. And then once again, just charge it up and then break it using the subsonic resonator. Now the next step, after you've done both of these things, there will start being a little lantern that will kind of fly around and teleport in and out around the map. And basically what you want to do is cook a grenade perfectly and knock it down. And as soon as you knock it down, you're going to run over and pick it up. And now the person with the lantern now needs to charge the lantern. There's a really easy way to do this, and this is just start a new round and then feed Leroy some candy, and he will just start going crazy and killing a ton of zombies, and you'll kind of hear this little ringing sound over and over, and the ringing sound will steadily get higher pitched and higher pitched, and you can kind of hear it in the background over my voice right now. But basically, just use Leroy, and as soon as Maxis starts talking and you hear the sounds finish, you have finished charging the lantern, and then you need to jump straight across to the other side of the saloon onto this roof over here. Now what you need to do is click in the middle of your screen to take you to a video to learn how to decode this code, and it will actually give you the name of 3 different signs that you need to activate with the Galvanucles. When you activate them, it does put a little mist around them, and you need to activate these 3 specific signs. So as you can see here, I am activating the third sign, and as soon as I activate it, this little wisp comes out. So for this part, you do need a time bomb. If you do not have a time bomb, this will mess up the Easter egg, and you cannot go back, and basically you have to start over if you want to get the Easter egg. But basically what you want to do is before the wisp reaches the hangman's noose, you need to place the time bomb. This can be before you even knife it for the third time, before you even knife the third sign and send out the wisp. It can be any time. It can be right before the wisp reaches the thing. It doesn't really matter, but as soon as the wisp reaches the thing, you can just take out your time bomb and activate it. And the way you actually keep this little wisp alive is you run it through zombies. So the best way to do this is just have a couple of friends running zombie trains around the map, and as you can see, it just kind of flows through them, powers back up, and makes it all the way to the hangman's noose. So once it gets to the noose, you can just tell your friend who laid down the time bomb before it reached the noose to bring back time. And basically what this does is as soon as you go back in time, you will have the same exact setup that you did before, except that one light on this noose will already be powered. Even though you went back in time, it acts like you still powered up the noose for the first time, and then basically you need to do the exact same thing. You need to escort the wisp through as many zombies as possible. As you can see here, we're running it in for the home stretch. You need to stay as close to it as possible, run it through as many zombies as possible, and as you can see, it's already activated, but this one goes in and activates the second light bulb. So that's how you know that you have activated that part. Now this part is kind of tricky as well, but I'm going to show you where all the different bells are around the map. So basically once you get to this point in the map, all you need to do is find out where all these different bells are. There's going to be 3 different locations with 3 bells at each of the 3 locations. So as you can see, above the candy shop, there are the 3 different bells for that. In the courthouse, there's one on the bench there, one on the little witness table, and one on the little defendant table. So as you can see, there are the 3 bells in the courthouse, and then last but not least, we have the barn. So as you can see here, you need to make your way throughout the barn, and there's one, and then there's another one over here in the corner, and then there's another one right before you jump out of the window. So what you need to do with these is you need to send one person into the ghost house and upstairs, and you will find this little switchboard. And obviously we have this labeled, and if you check it out, the first 3 across the top are called the courthouse. Those 3 lights correspond to the courthouse. So as soon as you press a button in the courthouse, it will light up one of those 3 little lights there. So say in the courthouse, if you activate the one on the defendant's bench, it might activate number 7 there. So that you would know, hey, that's number 7. Whenever I call out for number 7, you know that's the button you need to press. So you do need 4 players for this, and you do need some really good communication with your team to finish this. So just for another example, if someone was in the candy room and they pressed a button in the middle of the room and say it activated number 3, you say, hey, that's number 3, remember that, and you go through every single number so every person knows what numbers they have and how you activate them. So as soon as you do this, you actually pull the switch on the little lever board here, you hold X, you kind of stay next to it, and I do suggest having Galvanicles to fight off all these little point stealers that come after you. So basically what you want to do is just keep a lookout and keep looking at the switchboard to call out to your teammates what number you want them to press. So say you say, okay, number 2's lit up. Your friend knows that he has the number 2 switch, he has the number 2 bell. He runs to that bell and he activates that bell, and it will turn green on the light board and go to the next one. So as soon as you complete all of them, you will hear a quote from Maxis, and basically he says you can go ahead and move on to the fountain. So once here, you need to feed your little buddy here some booze, and he will actually turn around and run straight into the fountain. It is kind of hard to see that this is a breakable item, but as you can see, he runs into the fountain and kind of explodes it, and you will get the achievement, I'm Your Huckleberry, if you have unlocked every single thing in the entire map. This is one of the things that you need to unlock, but now we can move on to the next step. Now once you break the fountain, it will activate a little mini game called Make a Wish. Now what you need for this is you need every single person to have a PDW. Don't ask me why, just get a PDW, and what you need to do is just, with as many bullets or as least bullets as possible, you do need to knock down every single one of these little guys that pops up around the map. Now there is 4 different locations. I'm going to be showing you the other 3 here. This one is called the Candy Shop, and basically what you want to do is just make sure you're knocking down every single one. You'll hear a little ping whenever you get it, and you need to make sure you knock down every single one, or else you'll not hear any sort of like thing whenever it's messed up. You will just not complete it. It will kind of end, and then nothing will happen. So the ending of this is actually so close, but I'm going to show you the rest of these little spots here. Alright, and first up is the one here in the bar. This is probably the easiest one, so I would put your kind of worst shot here with the PDW, and he's just going to sit up here and shoot as many of these guys as he can, and hopefully he doesn't miss any, or else the Easter egg will not be attainable. So here's the second spot. This one's a little bit harder. This is probably the second easiest, but it's still pretty hard. They're all pretty hard, and it will make you want to tear your hair out. But basically, there's the second spot. There's the vantage point that you want to get, and use the PDW to shoot all those. So here's the third spot. It is by the mansion, and basically this one is probably the hardest, just because it is so hard to see in some of these windows. Some of them you just have to look for the flash and shoot into the window and hope that you get them, because you cannot see the little image there at all. And obviously this is the last one here, and basically if you play the mini game and every single person hits every single one of their targets, and none of them go down on their own and no one misses any, basically you complete the achievement. This is it. This is the Mind Games achievement, and you get it right there, and you get all the perks, and it's just a jolly old good time. And my favorite thing about this is that you do not lose the perks if you go down, which was one of my main complaints about Die Rise. It was not really permanent perks, but these are true permanent perks, and you will keep them forever. So it's really, really cool. And yeah, that's about it for this tutorial, guys. I will have this huge thing coming out very soon. I can't tell you what it is yet because we're still working on it, but it is Easter egg related, and it is definitely very, very cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Be sure you're subscribed so you can see this big thing that I have coming out for you guys, and be sure to leave a like on this video because it took a long time to make. Many hours of searching. I haven't gone to sleep in somewhere over 48 hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm gonna go get some rest, and that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.